I forget. Oh, episode 55. I never remember the episodes, and I just was on
55. That's my number.
55. It's been 3 years, and I'm only on 55, and that's my fault. Altogether, it's my fault. But
It's okay.
it's better. Actually, it's not better late than never. Oh, fuck it. But anyway, episode 55. Partner Ignorance, the random black kid, also known as Pierre, if you want to call me that. I really don't give a fuck anymore. Well, today I don't have my boy Nas, and we're on a whole nother different site. Nas, if you don't know, Elijah is my other co-host. I don't know how many co-hosts I have at this time, but I have multiple. Anyway, we have my boy Elijah Lowe, aka
Visual Madman.
aka
Um, .mb.
we're going with music, aka
That nigga.
no, we're going with your rap name, aka
Yeah. AKA Nissan, AKA Visual Madman, AKA .mb, AKA Earl Sweatshirts Lookalike. I've gotten it all.
okay. So we with my boy Elijah, and you probably remember Elijah from episodes ago, probably like a couple years. We was talking about Lige had at the time. You had it was a King's
King's
what
Corner, yeah.
King's
It's a
Corner
clothing
the
brand.
yeah.
I still occasionally do concepts for it, but lately I've just been more focused on the music. Like you said with yourself, I've just been kind of going through like artistic ambiguity. It's been kind of hard to stay consistent with all these other things in life going on. But just like you, I'm going through a transitional phase and I have a lot of free time. So I've really been taking that time to focus on the music and it's been coming out pretty smooth.
So
Um,
so
I,
I want to ask a question. So
yeah,
I had my boy, Henrock, right?
yeah,
Henrock.
yep.
Okay. Had my boy. I got to get another episode with you. Love you, Henrock. But I got another episode with that boy.
Rock makes dope
Uh,
music, man.
it's fucking great music. Um,
For sure.
so I asked Henrock how. I mean, I know you've been in music for. As we go back to what when we were in college together at Hack, and you did music there. Well, you
Yeah.
didn't do music, but you were still like you had like your own little set that you would do music with.
Right.
So, how did you like? When did you just automatically just you said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna do music from now on"? When was that moment that you just said, "Okay, you know what? I have done your King's Corner. You've done that, and then you're still doing it. You're saying, but when was
Mm.
it just like, oh, now you're gonna focus on music the whole time?
It became about the music when I went to jail. Um, I got accused of strangulation and simple assault, both of which charges I was found innocent of.
And that's good to
Um,
hear.
yeah, man, I could be in jail right now for something I didn't even do. But around the time I went to jail, man, I was in there, no glasses, no phone, no human contact. Spent days in the hole, and all I had were my songs. We had Negro spirituals back there in slave days, but that's how I felt. So I just turned to music, and then I realized like music saved my life, and I've always had a knack for creating. I've always gone to like turn to music in the past, to help me alleviate pain, cutting on my wrists, dealing with family issues, things of that sort. And music helped me become less of a sad person. You know what I mean? Like listening to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar and Kanye and Jay-Z, people like that, that's, gave me influence. But then you also flip it on the head, and I've got Pink Floyd and Fleetwood Mac and, Prince and Michael Jackson. Like, I just love music. Frankie Lyman, Bob Marley. It runs deep with me. And I feel like I was born to be a musician. I have all these other talents. I can draw, I can sing, I can rap, play a couple instruments. But like for me, hip hop has always been at the core of my being. So my project, Confessions of a Broken Man, is really just about me telling my story. But without all of my experiences, I would not be the musician that I am today. So that's how it came down to music. I mean, I really didn't have much of a choice. This is just the path that I've been led on.
So Confessions of a Broken Man. So what you already said what your album is about, but what can listeners from here to wherever that you release your music, what are they going to hear? Like what I know it's mainly going to be hip hop, but you said that you threw in Pink Floyd, you threw in Prince that are both like rock and roll. So what are where are you going to mix in with this? Because I know there's going to be a lot of genre mixing other than hip hop, and you can sing as well. And you listed R&B, soul singers, and everyone else in between. So what are listeners going to hear on your album?
Well, this album is strictly for the hip hop purist. It's actually a 5 song EP, and it's more so for the hip hop purist out there. Like at my core, I consider myself a hip hop head, but my music taste is expansive. You know what I mean? I have a rather eclectic taste in music. So what I want to do is, reel people in with the hip hop and then pull a Childish Gambino and drop an Awaken My Love type album. And it's like, oh, this is really good from him too. What can't this guy do? And then I'm in screenplays and doing all sorts of different stuff. Like I can write a story just as good as I can, kick a verse. And when I marry the two, um, I feel like I quite literally become the best version of myself. So hold up, something like that.
So so it's a five song EP.
Yeah.
Now we do have Push. I think Push was a seven song. It was an LP or EP. It was an album, but it was 7 songs.
Right.
Daytona.
No.
So you had Daytona. So did you draw? I know there's been some people that release EPs that are like 2 songs or 3 songs, or whatever. But when you came up with this, was Push on your mind, or was another artist on your mind that you was like, you know what, I'm just going to drop this now? And also in saying that, was it just a teaser to like, hey, this is what I have to offer. If you stick around, there's going to be more, or you're just going to be like, you know what, this is what I have right now. Wait, and then watch what happens.
It's a mix of both. Like I was just in the studio today working on some tracks. I went down to North Carolina with my guy Sonny Bricks and we just got to work. We finished 5 songs in one day. And like you can see, like I haven't shaved my hair in braids right now. Like I'm in album mode 100%. And like I'm very much just focused on making the music. Like I have a bunch of songs in the archive now. I've been writing verses every day. I've been on different interviews, different radio shows, podcasts such as this. I'm really just trying to build up the brand. And then like I can focus on like putting together a comprehensive but also like fun and varietal album that people can really like vibe to in any setting. And that's, I have songs that have a lower vibe with a good message, and then I have songs where I'm just really like talking my shit. And like that's essentially I want to have how Drake has like catalog music and it's just like, oh well, if I'm feeling sad, I'm gonna
Oh, sorry, I
I'm
don't
gonna throw
listen to
Redemption.
Aubrey. I'll listen to Aubrey.
You know, listen, okay, but you know how quote unquote versatile he can be.
Yeah.
Realistically, or even a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar, they've got songs for the radio. They've got songs that you listen to in the car. They got songs you listen to when you're down. You got songs to listen to when you want to be up. Like, I want to be able to provide, you know, alternative alternative hip hop like Isaiah Rashad or, Childish Gambino. But I also want to be able to give you that nitty gritty shit that like sounds like I was in the trenches, but really I grew up in the country. You know what I mean? I have no business ever being in jail. Like I'm a sweet person. They pretty much Snoop Dogg situation where, he got pinned with murder, but they really couldn't put anything on him because he wasn't the one that did it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be out here having me running around and thinking, I'm this bad guy when it's there's greater forces at work here. And I don't know. I'm rambling, but
Yeah.
I could
But
go on and on.
I also have this. So like with your music, do you see yourself trying to get signed, or do you see yourself literally just being independent all the way? Because we seen independent guys make it. Chance, well, Vic was, but now Vic's not. We see
Mhm.
like the guys off of what is it? Not Spotify, fucking was it the rappers that they just all came in a bunch? Oh, SoundCloud, like SoundCloud rappers and
Oh,
stuff like
right,
that.
right, right. Yeah.
So
I mean,
are you going to be that person that you're just going to grind and grind and grind, or going to be that person that grind and grind and grind to get attention of someone, like some company or some record label, not huge, but like a
mhm,
decent sized record label with like good rappers and artists and stuff like that. And then you want to make it to that. Everyone wants to make it to the peak. Like
mhm.
you have Bad Boy, you have Rock, you have Top Dog, you have everything. So are you that person that wants to stay independent, or are you want to be that person that, as soon as you buzz, and you're going to buzz, because I listened to the snippets of the songs and they're really good, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
So are you going to be that person that's going to use that buzz to get mainstream attention? I mean, you're going to get mainstream attention no matter what, but are you going to get like the big name mainstream like attention, or are you just going to stay independent?
That's something I've been having so much fun with it that like I honestly forgot about the business aspect of it. Like music has connected me with so many beautiful people, so many beautiful minds, and I feel like as of right now, like I'm not looking to turn it into like
Like a
a full
profit?
blown. Yeah, like it is nice knowing that I have 100 listeners on Spotify. I just hit that today, and I'm like, I don't even talk to 100 people a month or 100 people a year, and yet you mean to
Shit,
tell
me
me I already have
neither.
100 listeners? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a humbling experience knowing that like I might not get all the likes on social media, but people are tuned into me and actually want to hear what I have to say. Like that's been um whether I get feedback directly from them, and most of the feedback that I get is good. I really don't get any like negative feedback about my music, but like maybe people have their own opinions. I'm just appreciative of the fact that like someone's actually willing to tune in and give me a listen. Um, so in terms of like the business aspect of it, like I think I would want to sign with like a small label and help build that label up and then pull a Kendrick and start my own. But like if I did it all independent, I'd be okay with that too, because that's essentially what I'm doing, like I'm not the thing is like money doesn't really motivate me so much as like getting my message out there does. And like I'm a very like spiritual person. So like for me, I'm happy with the bare minimum. And it's pretty much what I've gotten all my life from like relationships with other people, relationships with myself. I mean, I finally stepped into loving myself after losing so many important people in my life, but that's a different conversation. I choose to move forward, and music is one of the ways that I've been moving forward. Like I wake up with a smile on my face every day because I get to do something that I love, even if I don't make a song that day. Just knowing that I'm in that space has really like helped me as a human being.
So
So to answer your question, I I can't call it right now,
you
man.
can't call it.
I'm just
Yeah, it's super fucking early to call anything.
yeah.
Honestly, it's too early, but it's just something that gets you thinking. Like when I started this shit like 3 years ago, like, it's not huge, and it's like minuscule, honestly. But
Right.
I didn't have the brains to fix my issues. Like it was mostly trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
So once I got used to it, and I started picking up a schedule, and then my schedule got super crowded, and now I have that fire to come back to actually do this stuff. And I think everyone, and I'm not taking anything from this interview with my boy, but anyone that listens to this or looks on your YouTube from Spotify to any streaming platforms, I don't care. When I look at those numbers, even though they're low, like Lodge said, it's just very humbling to hear that people are actually listening to you. And or if you
Right.
go on there, you see views that people are actually watching, even if it's not even for that long. That people just clicked on your video because it looked nice. So,
Mm-hmm.
so like I say, yeah, it's very early to call, but you want to build that said record label, and then maybe whenever you feel like it or whenever you think you made enough to actually to break away and you start your own, which is like it's like that's like the everyone did it. I mean, a lot of people did it. Drake, Aubrey, whatever you want to call him. You have Cole, you
J.
have
Cole with
Kendrick.
Dream Bill. I mean,
Yeah,
I have a collective in mind. We're called Supermind, and it's me and two other guys right now. Um, and that's who I was with today. Was with my Supermind bros, and we're just trying to, well, one of them, and we're just trying to do like the Wu-Tang thing, where it's all about the collective conscience and getting everybody paid. Like, I could care less if I get signed because with the talent that we have in our camp, like you said, we're gonna bubble up, we're gonna buzz. So it's just a matter of when, not if.
Oh yeah, I mean, never have if that if like that kills everybody. Well, if this happens, no, it's going to happen. There's going to be a
Mm,
time that's going to happen. It's going to come. But my thing is just like I like when I thought about this as well. I thought about like what if someone notices this podcast? Like I thought about that early, which I should never thought about early, but it made me build that fire. So I know you still have that fire, and you plus you're making music. You're doing like you said, you're doing what you love doing,
right.
and you're going to continue that. But also, I want to ask, what big influence, like what albums, if you can name, if you can't name them, or you just, like you said, you just make music that is yours, you have influences, but what album, after completing this EP, what album or albums do you think kind of like reflects your album?
Oh man. What re- what reflects it?
Yeah, like
I
what
would
do you
say,
think that it sounds similar to? Like not music wise, but just like put together, like well put together. Like say that you like To Pimp a Butterfly. Like To Pimp a Butterfly
I
is
was
the
just gonna say,
greatest
yeah.
album of our generation, in my opinion. So how it was put together in a story and just wrapped all into one. Now it could be that mixed with like, let's say the score by the Fugees. And then you say, well, I sprinkled in Awaken My Love. Now, what album or albums is like close knit to your album, or you drew like inspiration from and put it into that?
That's tough, man.
You can just give
Because
me one. Just give me one.
it's tough. Because if I say it's a Pimp a Butterfly, now niggas are like, oh, he thinks he's Kendrick Lamar, which like I've
No,
had people
it's not.
compare me.
I'd be like, yo,
Okay,
fuck y'all. No, I think in your mind it pays homage to that. It's not like I think I'm Kendrick because I'm not fucking Kendrick. No one's Kendrick but Kendrick.
right,
I'm
right, right, right.
saying this is what closely relates to it. That's what I would tell people. Like, fuck you. Like, this closely relates to it in my mind. Everyone has
Yeah,
their opinions, but it's your opinion that matters the most.
that's fair, man. The thing is, when I went into it, I was just like hip hop all the way. Like I want Karis One, I want Kendrick, I want J. Cole, I want Jay-Z, I want Kanye, I want shit, Nicki Minaj, Eminem, Lil Wayne. I want people to look at my music and be like, this kid has done his research. Like I'm not one of these poop butt ass niggas that's out here like I don't even know who Tupac and Biggie Smalls is. Like
Yeah, that's
I
goofy.
really want this, that yeah, extremely goofy. Um, but I would say like my two biggest influences are J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, just because 2014 Forest Hills Drive and To Pimp a Butterfly quite literally like changed my life, and then Missed Them Around, The Big Steppers, kind of revamped it once again, just with some of the subject matter. And I was going through a lot, dealing with daddy issues and mommy issues and mortality and trying to be the realest one in the room even when I'm not talking, which is hard because people see you as a threat when you do open your mouth, but then when you close it they don't take you seriously. And like I've never been somebody who's been soft spoken. I think you know that about me. Like I'm
Yeah,
very much I'll tell you about yourself, but I've been learning to lace my words with honey now instead of venom.
fuck no,
But
I let that shit rock.
when I reach my wits end, you have to understand something. Like I'm not I'm not gonna sit up here and apologize for the way I feel anymore. It's you with the bitch ass tendencies, you know, like
Mhm.
don't get mad at me because I walk firmly in my truth and you're upset with me because I finally called you out on something after you've been doing me dirty or after you've like gotten over on me for the last time. Like I'm not letting shit like that slide anymore because I don't have a place in my life for that negativity. I'll let you know and hopefully it doesn't come to blows where we're you know raising our voices at each other or whatever it may be, but for the most part like I'm a straight shooter, so
I mean, as you should be. I think everyone's just me. I deliver. I deliver. When I'm talking to somebody, any conversation, like I deliver truth in the most not delicate way, but I give it to you as straightforward as I can because I honestly, there's no point of me lying. There's no point of me beating around the bush.
right,
But when it comes to like certain things, yes, I'm going to be just straight up. Like you know, I said things to anyone and everyone.
right.
I've been real with everyone. I don't like being fake. When I'd say like, "Hey, you're kind of fucking up right now," that will let people know. It's just I honestly like, and I have seen for this past year or so how the things have affected you and
Mhm.
everything else in between, and I see you getting better, which is the greatest thing ever. Because at times I really wanted to just be like, "Yo, the fuck." I really wanted to, but then again, I saw what you were going through, and it's kind of like you can't do that because it's just going to cause more issues. So I tried to at least just, hedge around it. Be like, you know what, bro? Like, how about you just think about things before you do shit?
Right.
And that's how it was. Like, I never, I don't, with friends, like, I could be straightforward with y'all no matter what. Because at the end of the day, y'all going to be straightforward with me because that's why I
Mhm.
chose y'all as friends because we're both the same way. Like you can hit me with something very blunt, and I'm like, you know what? I understand how you feel. Fuck you in this point, but I understand how you feel. But we're still
Yeah.
cool.
Right, right,
So
right.
cool. You
That's how
gave it
it's
to me
supposed
as straight as you can, and I'm okay with that.
to. Right.
People today is just they can't handle that. So
Can't. True.
I mean, it's whatever. Like I said, like I'm gonna wrap it around to music again. So when people tell you like opinions, like you were saying earlier, like oh he think he can drink. No, 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 no. It's not that. This is what it sounds like. This is how I felt in a moment. This is what I think it is. And this is how it's going to be. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not changing my album. Like, I would never change my album because someone thinks I'm trying to be like someone else. No, no, no. This album is still going out. I'm not pulling
Mhm.
it and then
Yeah.
releasing it again, but with different songs or adding songs to it. No, no, this album is staying however it was. I'm not at like maybe like when you get the deluxe edition, like you add two, three more songs, you be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I got 8 on there now. But
Gotta
I
have
mean,
you gotta have a deluxe edition,
you got
man.
to. Like I still got I just found out Tyler released uh what is it? The
Call me if
everything
you.
that's yeah, call me if you get lost, but everything got to go, like some shit like that.
Oh,
He released that like last month, like literally the 31st of March, and I didn't know that. So now I got to do that. I listened to a lot of albums. I didn't know that was out.
yeah.
But I have a question before we get into more. So I was waiting for this. This is the question I asked Nas. So if I can fucking find it, I don't know why it always does this. Where is it? All right, here
I'm
it
gonna
is.
drink water while you're asking.
It's
Drink more water, people.
yeah, please drink water. I'm dehydrated as fuck, honestly. I just drink all my water. But here's the question.
What's that?
You're in an arena with 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 buffalo, 10,000 rats, 5 gorillas, 4 lions. Pick 2 to defend you. The others attack you. The goal is to survive 1 hour. Who you going with and why?
Whichever has the highest number. Like, I, oh shit.
The highest
Um.
number? I mean, the highest number is 10,000 rats.
Oh well, then I guess
You
no,
pick
not the
two to
rat.
defend you.
Did I have the option from lions and rhinos?
There's no rhinos.
There's no rhinos, but there are
No.
lions.
There's 4 lions.
Give me 4 lions and then the guy with the gun.
The guy
And then
with the
hopefully
gun.
I'll have a gun too, I guess.
I mean, I don't know, but he only has one gun.
Well, no, actually, you know what? No, not the guy with the gun, because that nigga's gonna run out of ammo. I'm sorry. You threw so much at me. I don't even remember what animals you were trying to say.
It was 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves,
Ooh, 15 wolves and 4 lions.
4 lions, 5 gorillas, and 7 buffalo, and 10,000 rats.
I'm gonna die from indecision. You're asking a Libra to make a decision on something.
But you only need 2. It's not like you need all of them. You need 2.
Yeah, but like buffalo and brown
I wouldn't
bears
go
and
with buffalo. Buffalo's gonna get mauled and ate by the lions. I mean,
but
they
they're
can
on the
defend
same team.
themselves, but they're the hunted. They're not the really hunter.
That is true. Okay, give me the lions and I guess the
You
brown
do got
bears.
10 crocodiles
I do have 10 crocodiles, don't
and
I?
15 wolves.
And oh right, 15 wolves and then the lions. Or no. 15 no, well, it depends. Am I like is there water around? Like
I mean, it has to be. I mean, crocodiles can live outside of water,
yeah, this is true, but they're more effective in the water, you know? I feel like this question needs more
but
context.
there's 10 of them. There's 10. Got 10 of them.
What would you pick, Pierre?
I picked 10,000 rats and a hunter. It's 10,000
See,
rats.
it was 10,000
How
rats,
you
and
gonna pick
10,000
off?
rats
How you
fight the
gonna pick
fuck.
off 10,000 rats and a hunter
That
with a
is true.
rifle?
That is true. That is true. See, I don't like questions like that because I start on one point, like I said 10,000 rats, and then I started overthinking it. I'm not good at making decisions like that. It's
I
actually
mean,
really unattractive, but it's all good. To the
I mean,
ladies watching, I just give me 2 choices and I'll,
no,
2 choices.
don't do that because the 2 choices are still not going to be the ones that they're going to pick.
Yeah, I know, I
Believe
know, I
me,
know.
believe me. You'd be like Chipotle or uh fucking Olive Garden or something. They'd be
I don't know.
like Jesus Christ. They ask you that question and be like, well, I don't want Chipotle. Okay, let's go to the fucking whatever else. Like we would like if you didn't want Chipotle, why would you ask me about Chipotle? It's dumb. It's stupid. There's no
Hoping
reason to
that you
do
read
that.
their mind.
I'm not reading your fucking mind. I can cook. That's the thing. I can cook. I don't need to go
Right.
out. I can cook. But
For sure. Yeah. I
yeah,
love cooking.
that's the question. That's the question I be asking people because I want to know what they're picking. So
I
you're
mean,
going.
if
Where you going
10,000 like 10,000 like New York rats, or just like
with?
10,000
2,000 New York size rats.
you give me 10,000 of those are basically small bears. You
Yes,
know, so I think I
basic
could.
small house cats.
Right, right. There you go.
Actually, as big as house cats, if we're being honest.
Yeah, fucking terrifying, man.
So 10,000 of them.
10,000. 10,000
10,000
rats.
10,000 disease-ridden house cats, basically.
I think that's all I'd need, honestly. I wouldn't need the second. The second would be me just
And also
take.
think about this: their teeth are so strong they can bite through metal.
This is true. Wow. This is very true. Yeah, give me those rats, bro. Give me those rats, and then it doesn't even matter what the second thing is. You could give me, I guess, the 4 lions, because I'd want to like teach one how to like be domesticated, or teach all 4 of them how to be domesticated, and not just be out here rolling with lions. I would love that.
There you
But
go. So
like,
you got 10,000 rats, 10,000 New York rats, and then you got, well, one of them is Takashi, and you got uh 4 lions.
listen, Takashi did what he had to do. His boys were so dirty to him.
They did. They try to kill this nigga, try to sleep with, or they slept with his girlfriend. They try to kill his mom. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if you try that shit,
Live that life.
he did pick that life. Like, there's
Yeah.
no one put a gun to his head. I mean, after the fact they did. Don't put a gun to his head like you're joining us. He willingly did it. So he was green as hell, but that's his fault. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to music.
I
So
thought we were talking about music.
yeah, we were, but it's anyway. So I want to hear there's two questions before we end it.
Okay.
Two questions. First question. Name 5 artists of any genre you want to, any genre that you would love to do a song with. And then the second question is probably gonna fuck you up, but 5 artists, any genre. I'll throw this one in. Dead or alive. If you could. If you could bring
Okay.
back the dead as well.
So I low key feel like I can answer this question 2 times over because the people I want to work with are the people that I consider to be like Bob Marley,
That's one.
Biggie,
Two.
give me Pac. I
Oh, so you're
really
going with dead first. Okay.
well, no, I'm saying people I'd want to work with. Are you saying
Okay.
people I'd want to work with alive only?
Actually, no, let's do dead and alive. So dead
Oh,
first.
okay.
So you got
So
Tupac, Biggie, Marley, two more.
Mac Miller, definitely Mac Miller because he's made jazz albums, he's made soul, he's made alternative music. I just really love how versatile he is. That's how I aspire to be. Mac Miller is also a big influence on me, I should say. I was actually in Pittsburgh when he died, but nonetheless. And then probably Michael Jackson or
That's
Prince.
Yeah, pick one.
Prince.
Prince. All right. So that's
But wait.
5.
Okay, fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah,
Prince.
Prince.
That's 5.
Prince was a Gemini. I feel like we'd flow very well on music together.
So then we're gonna have a follow-up question to the follow-up question. So 5 artists that you would do music with that are alive. Any
Kendrick
genre.
Lamar, Kendrick Lamar,
I
J.
already know
Cole,
Cole.
um, Jay-Z, Kanye, and probably I've already got Benny the Butcher, so I can cross that off the list.
That's
But
tough.
I know, right?
That's tough.
Probably Smino.
Smino.
Yeah.
Smino, love you.
Yeah,
Uh
Smino. I like Smino's vibe. He's a very like eclectic kind of guy. I can tell his taste in music probably runs vast. So
that
we
nigga
probably
sound
put out
like that nigga sound drunk every time he raps. It's a fucking hilarious.
Friday
He's like,
night. Uh.
hot as fuck. You got a
Ain't got
license?
no
And
life.
what was the one?
I
Uh,
deserve it. Only
yeah.
nothing in it got me
What
swerving.
was it? No, I listened to it. Defibrillator is probably the best song off of Love for Rent. I can't sing because one, I can't sing, and two, my voice is shot. But he goes, what is it? I'll be with loved when no one's around. I'll be out there when there's no
Oh,
one around.
wait. I gotta take off Jay-Z and put Childish Gambino in there.
Oh shit, you're gonna make a lot of hip hop people mad.
I know. It's not that I wouldn't work with Jay-Z. It's just that Childish Gambino, his sound and my sound, just like
It's
that's
like
the sound that I aspire for. I've been compared to Jay-Z bar wise, but the thing is, I really want that Childish Gambino sound. I want to be able to put out those like weird albums that everyone like realizes later on were masterpieces.
gems.
Like because the internet, um,
Probably super underrated. Should have won a
super,
Grammy. I mean,
super,
it probably won Grammys, but yeah, super underrated.
and if it didn't, it should have.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it
we've
was
all
up
been
there.
snubbed for an award before.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick, Good Kid,
Oh,
Mad City,
And Cole, because
and
Iggy won.
Cole. Yep.
What the
Watching
fuck?
you win a Grammy as I try to crack the smile.
That shit
Real
is
shit.
sanity.
He predicted his own life.
That's insanity. But yeah, back without Shmino, bro. That nigga is crazy. But
Or I guess I'd probably take Smino off and put Jay-Z on, just because like Jay-Z is a huge influence on me. Reasonable Doubt gets
yeah,
consistency, and then I left Nas off too. Fuck,
yeah.
I don't like making choices, man.
I understand, but we have to. It's music right now. So
Yeah.
as that, now the question is this: there's two parts. Album wise, a joint collective album.
Oh man.
Name five dead and five alive that you would do a joint album with.
All right. So I'd want to join an album with.
Any genre, any artist.
Give me a joint album with like Big L,
Big L
just because I feel like his body of work,
was
the
so
small
short.
part that he has, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I was given an opportunity to like find like some lost tapes from him, I could really put together a. Honestly, if it's Big L, it's got to be Biggie Smalls. It's got to be Tupac. Of course, Bob Marley's in there again.
It's
But
four.
then I would say Michael Jackson, especially on Invincible, he had a much heavier like subject matter. So I feel like I could put out a nice like hybrid album with him, and it would be like a crossover between that pop and that like hip hop sound. Um yeah, I feel like if Michael Jackson and I could hop on an album together, Michael, if you're hearing this from the afterlife, send me a sign. I would love to work with you.
So now five alive that you would do music with five alive.
Okay, so it's pretty similar to my list before, but obviously Kendrick. Like I've always said to myself, like if I can get a song with Kendrick Lamar, then that'd be awesome. Um, Jermaine, I really want to do a
Jermaine
track
Cole.
with Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun because like you got to
What's
have a song for that.
Ray Sherman?
Ray
Sherman.
Shremmer. Yeah, I couldn't think of their actual name. If I could get a song with them, I feel like I would be able to go up in the clubs and just because like I'm on that conscious tip, but I also like to. I don't like to go to the club, but if I was getting paid to make an appearance, I want to hear my shit in there, and they would help me be able to do that. That's three, right?
Yes.
Okay. Arctic Monkeys. I'm a really big fan of their music. I love how heavy their guitars are.
I know
So,
them. I never heard of them, but I know them.
do I want to know? It's like one of the best rock songs. I like indie rock. Um, I know that's a curveball from what I've been saying before, but I feel like they would accompany my voice very well. We could have like a 99 Problems thing kind of going on. But finally, I'd probably want to
Or
work
numb,
with.
numb. You could have said numb encore.
Yeah, true. There you go. There you go. No encore, exactly.
And
And
then
then
five.
five, probably Kanye, just because I feel like he's misunderstood, but he's dude's still a genius at the end of the day. I'm misunderstood. I've been called a genius, and I know when you have like a high level of intellect like that, like people just don't understand you. And like at this point in my life, I just really don't want to be understood. I kind of want there to be like an enigma, an air of like a shroud of mystery surrounding me.
Mhm.
Um, in fact, one of these days, I will do something with that enigma thing, and it'll just be. I'm not gonna say when. I'm not gonna say where, but I kind of just told on myself right there. So I'm not good at keeping secrets, but I would really love to do like an MF Doom type thing where, I've got like the mask on and everyone thinks I retired from rapping, but really I'm just using a voice changer and That'd be cool, and I'll just get to keep doing it into my like 50s or something or 60s after everyone thinks that like I've wrapped up.
I mean,
Um,
you could have said you could have pulled a Flying Lotus and just been Captain Murphy.
Shit, there you go.
You could have been Captain Murphy the whole time. When they
There you
found
go.
out Captain Murphy was from Adult Swim and everything that was Fly Low, everyone went fucking insane because Captain Murphy was still good, and then
Yeah.
Flying Lotus is the fucking ultimate fucking producer. So,
Bro, more featuring Anderson Paak is my shit.
oh yeah.
That Never Catch Me. Um,
What's the song with Thundercat off of that album, the same album with more on it?
I know what you're talking about. It's wait,
The
no, that's
Climb,
not
the Climb, the
The
Climb.
Climb. Yeah.
I love. Oh my god, this was one of my favorite songs by they Fly Lotus and Thundercat crossover. It's the greatest thing every single time. I don't care what anyone say. Those two go together so well. From Thundercat with his bass playing to Flying Lotus just producing tracks. It's fucking insane every single time they link up. They need to do.
Another
They probably already have a joint album, but Jesus Christ, they need to drop another one.
another good one is No Worries. Anderson Paak and Knowledge.
Yes. Oh man,
They
that's a
just
solid.
they're the vibe. He said, "Move as a motherfucker."
Underrated is the Big Rabbit and Alchemist. Actually, anyone in the Alchemist.
Yeah,
Anyone in the Alchemist. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. Earl Sweatshirt. They dropped a secret album that everyone's still trying to find on the internet. They said if anyone finds it, good luck. Uh, Big Rabbit and the Alchemist. Oh my god, bro, it don't matter who the Alchemist has, bro. The songs are just so great. The production is so fucking great. Every single
right.
time, the Alchemist is probably one of the greatest producers of all time. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, hey, you could have did that on that, but now you gave
I
us your
I
five.
still get goosebumps hearing "Hold You Down." That
About that,
hold you down. I'll have to send it to you.
yeah,
Hold you
I
down.
probably know it, but I don't. If I don't hear it, I probably won't figure it out.
It's
Uh,
old, so like I don't know.
But we're coming near to the end, and I mean we've been doing this for years. Like I said, thank you to everyone that listens, no matter what. I don't have the greatest voice. I'm not the most was it spunky person for doing podcasts. I'm really not. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just
You ask a question, man.
my no. It's just like overall. Like even if it wasn't you, as everyone else that I have on here, or just co-host or whatever the fuck. Like I'm not. But anyway, it doesn't matter about me. We're here for my boy Lige. Uh, honestly, the most it's probably going to be the most anticipated and locally anticipated because you like you said I've been seeing your name through like small clips of like internet lore and everything else in between. You've been on all these radios, the shows that you've been on. You got Benny the Butcher, which I heard a snippet of it, and I was like, damn, this nigga really about to start snapping. Uh you already have an EP. So everything's just going up. And if no one knows who you are, and if people who do know, this man has gone through a lot. This man has climbed up. This man has, he lost people, he gained people. He always stayed true. I mean, sometimes it wasn't the best times, but he's made it through, and he's put in his hard work and dedication into all this. And I'm honestly from breaking away from this whole podcast thing. Now, even if I cut this off and ended it right now, I can still say I'm super happy for you. Honestly, this past year has been crazy.
Mhm.
Personally, I already know, but I'm super happy for you that you actually found something that you love doing and that you're striving to do, and that you're going to grind out and actually found something that you're going to hold down and do whatever you want to do. So big ups to you for that. Big ups to the music career, and it's going to take off. It's not going to be a if, it's going to be a win. when it takes off, but it's going to take off.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
last that we always do on here. That reminded me of the Burna Boy song. Last. That everyone try to break fast. Anyway. Last thing. What do you have to say? What's your final say, final thoughts, final everything?
I mean, Confessions of a Broken Man dropping April 30th. Um, you know, I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to pick up on it right away, just because like I'm not the most like known. I mean, people know who I am, but I feel like for the last few years I've really been handling a lot on my own. So maybe there's a lot of support out there that I'm just not aware of, and you know, like I said, I've reached 100 monthly listeners today on Spotify, and I'm like, who are these people? Um,
All
and
over.
I'm up, you know, rough drafts of songs that I haven't even mastered yet, and I have that many followers already. Like I just feel extremely blessed and humbled, honestly, by this whole experience. Like I can't believe that 100 people want to listen to my dumbass spit into a mic. So all I can try to do is give them the greatest project that I can possibly provide, and hope that one day that 100 is 1,000, and then 10,000, and then 100,000, and then a million, and then 10 million, and then hey, who knows?
What that boy Sway do? Now you hear that shit? You hear that? Well, I don't know what he be saying. You 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 weak motherfuckers. You hear that shit? That's hip hop. That's hip hop talk.
That's hip hop, man. You know, I'm just trying to put on for my ancestors. I'm trying to put on for KRS One and Biggie and Pac, who are gone now, and even you know jazz artists like Muddy Waters and you know Howlin' Wolf, and no, that's not so much jazz rock, but you know like Miles Davis. It's all connected. All this music that we kick out is all connected. Um, and I feel like I'm a conduit for it, and then it allows me to channel it, um, you know, into my hip hop, which will then become the alternative and the rock and whatever it is that I so choose. I'm not a rapper. I'm a musician, and that's what I'd like to close on. You know, I love music. Music loves me back, and yeah.
Well, big ups again to Laj. Big ups to whatever you have found, and you have found it. And big ups to the music career that's going to take off. Like I said before, I have nothing else, but just the thing I just said anyway. I'm happy for you. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
it's like I said, everything sounds good from the snippets that I heard on social media to everything else. It sound good.
Thank
Um,
you.
I would like to come back and redo this again sometime. To everyone that listens, I again thank you. It's coming up on 3 years since I've done this and had this idea. Um, and like I
Congratulations to
said,
you, man. That's no small feat.
it's not, but I wish it was bigger, honestly. And that's my fault. But I'm going to grind at this, just like how you're grinding at your music. I'm going to grind at this, and then I'm gonna make sure that people see it, people hear it, people get to know you, people get to know me, people get to know everything that goes on. Dropping episodes left and right now. I'm gonna start doing a little bit of live stuff as well. Once I get myself together, and have those out as well, so y'all can hear this through an app, like any streaming platforms from YouTube to anything else or whatever, Twitter, TikTok, wherever the fuck ever this lands, Pornhub. Me and my boy Michael always joke about that Pornhub shit. Uh,
See, brother, just keep it going.
There's going to be consistency. We're going to see a lot. I hope to see a lot more from you. Again, thanks again for everyone listening. Thanks to my boy Laj. His rap career is going to take off. Thanks to everyone that listened to him and put 100 listeners onto his Spotify profile. Thanks to
Yeah.
everyone that listens to this. Thank you to everyone that listens to this and has put on I don't know how many motherfucking listeners we had on here, but thank you again for listening. Um, that's all we have. Until we meet again, the Red and Black Kid, my boy Lige.
Visual Madman, baby.
Visual Madman, aka Assad. Was it Assad? Assad.
Nassan. That's my middle
Isan.
name.
Nassan.
AKA Dot
AKA.
MB, AKA Elijah Lowe, AKA I love you all. And you
That's
say
not an AKA, but okay. Anyway, until we meet again.
I
Later.
am love. Shit.